Hi, my name is Sam Spood, and I'm going to inform you about acrylic painting. So, many people enjoy the idea of painting, but they can often be intimidated by the different types of paint, and they don't really know where to begin when it comes to beginning a painting or beginning, starting canvases and beginning art. So if you ever wanted to learn about Painting 101, keep listening, and this is going to be the speech that's going to tell you about that. So I have painted for several years with many different types of paints, but majorly I use acrylic painting. So this is one of my most recent pieces, and then I also have this piece that I've worked with. So I will be covering what acrylic paint is, the difference between different paint types, why acrylic paint is better for beginner users, and how to use acrylic paint. Firstly, you need to learn about what acrylic paint is, and then you can learn a little bit more about it. So acrylic paint is a multi-purpose paint that can be safely used and applied on almost any surface. It is water-based and it is fast drying, and it is most often used in crafts, home decorations, school projects, or in canvas painting and decorative paintings. So it's kind of the base level for painting, and it's very simple and easy to use. So there are several other types of paints as well. Those get to a little bit advanced, so sometimes people can be intimidated by those. Those different types of paints are oil paints, they're oil-based, and so they take a lot longer to dry, but they're a lot easier for people to blend different colors together and create more of a meld of colors. And then there is watercolor paint, which comes in a little palette with a bunch of little trays, and there's multiple ways to apply that to paper or canvases. And what you do is usually take water on your paintbrush and you dip it into the pigment, and then you can put that onto your paper where you would like to paint, and then you can also you put water onto your paper first, and then you take a little bit of pigment and then spread that in. And those are also watercolor paints are very good with blending colors and creating new colors out of old colors. Then there is also oil pastels. Oil pastels are pigment and non-drying oil that are put together in this wax coating, and it's generally used in a lot more of historical paintings. They're very complex, but they last a while. And then beginners should be using acrylic paint because it provides sort of the easiest transition from if you're going from simple drawing with pens and pencils. It's a very easy step into the paint world. It's so simple. It's not, there's no figuring out how to blend the paint colors together, and it's pretty straightforward, and they have most colors already made up, and so it's just, choose your color, choose where you want it, place it on the canvas. It's quite simple, and if you make a mistake, acrylic paint, it dries really quickly, and so you can just go over your previous mistakes and with another color, and then you have already solved your own problem of making a mistake with acrylic paint. It's super easy, and that's why beginners really enjoy it, is because often beginners make a few more mistakes or they're not happy with their paintings, and so with acrylic paint it's much easier for them to just be like, oh, I don't like that, cover it up. I don't like that, or I want to change that, I will just add another thing, and then it's simple, easy, and it's very helpful for new learners on painting. And then also, acrylic paint is best used with canvas, in my opinion. You can use it on almost anything, but if you're going to make decorative art, often it is easiest to use on canvas. And then it's very simple. You just have to have some paintbrushes, and you just take your paint, you place it out on a plate or on a painting palette, and then you can just take your paintbrush, dip it right in, dip it straight onto your painting canvas. No water, no mixing, no unnecessary, difficult, or hard to process ideas behind it. It's very straightforward, and that's why a lot of beginners also really like it. And then you can also create many different types of lines with it, because you can like either lay it on super light, like in this piece. I have very light acrylic painting on, but I also have very thick acrylic painting going in. So there's many different mediums and ways to put it on to a canvas, and it's very simple for beginners to figure out and learn and do. So acrylic paint is appealing for its wide range of uses, and it's easy to use for all types of artists at all different technique levels, and it's so easy and it's so simple, and anybody can use it. Anybody. Not even an artist needs to use it. Anybody can use acrylic paint. So acrylic paint is water-based, fast-drying, and it differs from some of the more complex paints, which are oils, pastels, and watercolors, and its easy ability to be able to be picked up by beginners, and so that's why it's ideal for them. And then it's also applied with little or no supplies, or the dry time is very short. It's super simple. So next time someone asks you to do a painting for them, maybe, or if they want some sort of basic paint, or if they're asking for some sort of basic paint, you can tell them like, hey, I've heard that acrylic paint is great for beginners, so they can begin that, or you can even go get some yourself. It's available almost anywhere. So there you go, acrylic paint.